Who is Bloody Mary? Bloody Mary, a deadly ghost who is claimed to manifest in the mirror when her name is shouted. Bloody Mary is said to be simple to summon. All you have to do is recite her name 13 times while standing in a dimly lit restroom and gazing into the mirror. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Then, if all goes well, a ghostly woman ought to show up in the mirror. Sometimes Bloody Mary is by herself, while other times she is cradling a dead infant. According to mythology, she will frequently only gaze. She will, however, sporadically jump off the glass and harm or even kill her summoner. But was Bloody Mary a real person or just a legend? In that case, who? Although the Bloody Mary legend might be made up, there are historical persons who could be the so-called genuine Bloody Mary. One of them is England's Queen Mary I, also known as Bloody Mary for many years. Some people think the Bloody Mary legend has a direct connection to the Queen who went by the same moniker. Because she burned roughly 280 Protestants alive while she was Queen of England, Mary I became known as Bloody Mary. So what exactly happened for the Queen to get herself such a name? Mary, the daughter of Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon, was born on February 18, 1516, in the Greenwich Palace in London, England. She was an unlikely candidate to become queen, let alone a bloody one. Mary's father spent her youth trying all it needed to produce a male successor, which was his greatest goal. Indeed, Henry's steadfast desire to produce a son greatly influenced Mary's formative years. When she was a teenager, the king shocked Europe by announcing his plan to wed Anne Boleyn and that his marriage to Mary's mother was invalid since it was incestuous because she had once been temporarily married to his brother. He wed Anne, got rid of Catherine, and separated England from the Catholic Church, founding the Church of England in its place. The Smithsonian Magazine claims that Mary was separated from her mother, made a lady, rather than a princess, and declared to be illegitimate. She obstinately resisted acknowledging the fact that her parents' union had been declared unlawful or the fact that her father was the head of the Church of England. Mary observed her father's numerous marriages throughout the years. Following Anne Boleyn's execution, he wed Jane Seymour, who passed away while giving birth. Henry's fourth marriage to Anne of Cleves was brief and ended in divorce. He then executed Catherine Howard, his fifth wife, on fabricated grounds. Only Catherine Parr, Henry's sixth wife, lived longer. But Henry had achieved his goals after bearing a son with Jane Seymour, Edward VI. 6 years into his reign, Edward VI wanted to make sure that power went to his Protestant cousin Lady Jane Grey when he passed away. But in 1553, Mary took advantage of her chance and marched an army into London. She was installed on the throne and Lady Jane Grey was put to death as a result of a wave of support. Mary I, however, earned the moniker Bloody Mary during her reign as monarch. One of Mary's top tasks as queen was to reassert Catholicism in England. She wed Philip II of Spain, put down a Protestant uprising, and changed many of the anti-Catholic laws her father and half-brother had enacted. She took things a step further in 1555 when she reinstated the Heretico Comburendo statute, which allowed for the stake burning of heretics as a form of retribution. Mary wanted the executions to be a quick, piercing shock, according to the Smithsonian, and she wanted them to inspire Protestants to join the Catholic Church. She believed that just a few executions would suffice, advising her advisors that they should be employed in such a way that the people might plainly observe them not to be condemned without just purpose, whereby they shall both learn the truth and beware to do such. Protestants, though, persisted. And for 3 years, from 1555 until Mary's death in 1558, she ordered that over 300 of them be burned alive. Numerous common people, the most of whom were destitute, as well as notable religious figures like Thomas Cranmer, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Bishops Hugh Latimer, and Nicholas Ridley were among the victims. Protestants continued to suffer as a result of Mary's persecution. It gained the Queen the moniker, Bloody Mary, following her demise. In myth of Bloody Mary, the ghost is frequently described as having a baby or looking for a baby in the reports of purported Bloody Mary encounters in mirrors. Some versions of the story claim that summoners have the ability to taunt Bloody Mary by declaring, "I took your baby," or "I slaughtered your baby." How does this part fit into Queen Mary I's story? Mary's other top priority was getting pregnant, not just burning Protestants. Mary, who was 37 when she ascended to power, was desperate to have a child during her rule. But then something unusual happened. Mary's due date passed without a baby even though she claimed she was pregnant barely 2 months after marrying Philip and by all accounts appeared to be pregnant. In the French court, there were whispers that Mary had delivered of a mole, or mass of flesh, according to Refinery 29. She may have experienced a molar pregnancy, also known as a hydatidiform mole. Mary passed away without having children in 1558 at the age of 42, most likely from ovarian or uterine cancer. Elizabeth, her Protestant half-sister, thereby assumed leadership, solidifying Protestantism's position in England. In the meantime, Mary's adversaries saw to it that she earned the moniker, Bloody Mary. Mary was the only one labeled as bloody, even though the Smithsonian states that her father had ordered the deaths of up to 72,000 of his citizens and that her sister went on to hang, draw, and quarter 183 Catholics. Her reputation might have resulted from sexism or just from the fact that she was a Catholic queen in a country that was primarily Protestant. In any case, the moniker, Bloody Mary, connected Mary to the scary mythical ghost, Bloody Mary. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to this channel. Remember to hit the bell button for easy notifications.